Got a friend who likes my shoe.
Yes, he does.
What do you think of that?
Beautiful.
But he literally followed me around. We're just on the road here, and we just stopped to take a break. And
it was on the ground too. It walked over and walked up your shoe. We're
on the road going into Reindeer Lake, north of Lynn Lake, and it's very remote. You can see the road here. It's quite hilly, and you do want to stay awake as you're driving along this road. We pulled off here. This is not recent, but you can see what happened to somebody over here. How long ago that was, I don't know. All the windows are broken out of it today. That looks like the windshield's still in. But you want to stay observant. Beautiful road. We haven't seen other vehicles in quite a while. And we're going to follow this road as far as it goes. And this is going to, coming up here in the next few hours, will be where the road comes to an end. And this is as far north as you can go. And we're actually going to touch into Saskatchewan, but mostly in Manitoba. Kind of a scenic overlook here. We're on that winding road that's going up, and we're up in elevation now, and you can start seeing some of the lakes. There's a ton of lakes. But here we are up in the middle of nowhere. We've been driving since Lynn Lake, which is just a small town, for maybe a couple hours here, heading northwest, and all the way up here. You have all the litter where people are pulling over for picnics and using it as a dumping spot. It's just a shame. Haven't seen people for at least an hour, but you can sure see that they were here. So we've reached civilization. Still haven't seen any other people than us. Jim's right over here. But we see a bunch of signs. A while back I did a video saying always to have a paper map. We don't today. But we're coming up here to a crossroad where I think it's the only road that goes off to the right along the road that we're on. And
Yes.
It seems like we're coming up here. You can see it's dangerous in the winter. And up ahead it says Travelers Info, dial 511. Well, if you have a cell phone here from the US, maybe they have some cell service for some companies up here. But we haven't had cell service other than in towns for days. But we're coming up, and I'll show you what we're using. My brother, he has a real nice Ford Escape. It's an all-wheel drive, and that's what we're using on this trip. And he has a manufacturer-based navigation system in here that actually works on satellite signal. And so we're getting that. Unfortunately, where we're headed is Reindeer Lake, which is the end of the road. If we're on the right road, there's not that many. That isn't coming into his nav, so we can't set the nav. So we should have had the paper maps that I was talking about. We should have looked at the hotel before we started this morning a little bit better and written some directions down, because we're kind of lost. I'll show you his nav system when we get inside. And but I believe the next right on this road, we should take it, and eventually it will get us to Reindeer Lake. Now this is what I'm talking about. I'm going on the nav system here. That's the fans that are making those lines coming through the video. Now it's cleared up. But if you look up here, you can see there's a little road that goes off to the right. I believe that's the one we want to take, but they're not marked. And we can't put in Reindeer Lake to the nav system. It doesn't recognize it. So we should have had a paper map. We should have had a better idea where we were going. But what we're going to do is going right up here. These are the signs that you just saw. And we should be able to hopefully find what we need. Or the right road. We're going to find out. Okay, we did find a sign here. The Kenosha 50 kilometers. And we were able to put that into the navigation system now. So now we do have a map to take us to where we're going. And it is 30 miles, which is obviously 50 kilometers. And that is the end of the road. And that will be Reindeer Lake. And this is Reindeer Lake, which is in Saskatchewan. It's a huge lake. Actually turns around. This is only like one bay in it, and it heads substantially further north. But you'd have to go by boat from here. Beautiful lake, beautiful area. What do you think of these flowers here, Kathy?
These are pretty, these are nice.
You like those?
Yeah.
Yes. They're beautiful.
Yeah. Very much.
We have reached the end of the road. We traveled from International Falls, where we crossed the border from International Falls, Minnesota, up as far as Reindeer Lake, and that's Reindeer Lake out behind us. It's just shy of 1,000 miles, but the wind's a little bit strong, but it did warm up. We're out of our jackets now, but it was so hot and humid when we left Peoria, Illinois, and that was 500-600 miles further south than International Falls. So we've come about 1,500-1,600 miles to the northwest and up into this is actually Saskatchewan. Reindeer Lake's in Saskatchewan. We just crossed into Saskatchewan. For the most part, we've been in Manitoba. So we have reached the end of the road. This is as far north as the roads go here in this part of Canada. You'd have to go up into around over the Edmonton area and go north, and then you can get to both Alaska and up in the Yukon territories and the Northwest territories, which we were considering on this trip also. However, I think what we're going to do is head back down in through Ontario and go a little bit further north to an area called Pickle Lake. So we have to backtrack to the south before we can go to north, because there's no roads up here other than the ones we're on. Wonderful trip up here. Thank you for watching. We love you all.